Hello, hello, hello! You are tuning into the episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's first topic, the Ravens getting over last year. Look! So, y'all already know, because we talked about it quite extensively on this channel, about the AFC Championship game and where the Ravens fell absolutely apart in, right? The game was just so bad that we thought it was literally thrown. That's how bad the game was. But this season, they've done things to try to better themselves with the loss of certain pieces, especially on the offensive line. And all last year, I complained about the offensive line extensively, from before the year started all the way to the end. And now that we lost those guys, they're trying to do other things. But with all the moves being made, how will this translate to wins? Will this be able to be the team that we get over the hump with? So what I'm going to do is play a clip, about a 5-minute clip from Chris Sims. And he has some things to say about the Baltimore Ravens, especially for their draft picks and stuff like that. So without further ado, I'm going to play the clip, and then we're going to break it down, all right? So let's get this thing started!
As we go to the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens just signed a bunch of and made moves on the offensive line.
And please excuse his language at times because, man, these guys don't know how to just temper their tongues. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But we continue.
Yeah. And so let's start there with the Ravens. One of their questions, perhaps it'll be the most burningest in the mind of Chris Sims, maybe not though, is the offensive line overhaul a concern? So we have a graphic on the offensive line starters from 2023 to 2024.
Right.
We're looking at 3 significant changes here.
Huge changes.
John Simpson gone, Zeitler's gone, Morgan Moses gone, Roger Rosengarten is one that they drafted to replace. You got Ben Cleveland there, and then you got Andrew Voorhees in.
Cleveland.
So first of all, what did you make of the complete overhaul by the Ravens?
Well, I mean, like we talked about last week, right? They were one of those rare teams that were like, damn, they were good, but damn, they do actually, for a really good team, have some holes to fill and figure out here.
Big holes.
Right? Now, O-line, I think we talked about that before the draft, too, a little bit, is a little bit of like, hey, they know things about how guys look and all of that, and here's our projection if you're watching on our YouTube page here right now. Like Voorhees, he's the kid. Do you remember him? You're going to remember once I tell you. I know you're sitting there going right now going, I don't remember. He's the guy that got hurt at was it his pro day or the combine? He got hurt at the combine, and they drafted him in the 7th round going, he's way better than this. He's here. We don't need him this year, but next year we might. So let's do that. They kind of did this with Jawan James a few years ago.
And that didn't work. I'm just going to let you know that now.
So Voorhees is just getting healthy and going to be playing.
Out of USC, was a 5-year starter there.
Right. Okay. Like he was definitely a mid-round pick who didn't get picked there because of the ACL injury, right? Stanley being back, great, but Stanley's been hurt a lot, so that's scary. Linderbaum, awesome. Ben Cleveland, great. Now, the right tackle position, is that definitely the rookie, Rosengarten, right?
He's going to have to be.
This is, to me, the burning question with this football game. I don't think there's any doubt here with this one. Right? There's a lot of good. They got everything you want. This is a team just like we were just talking about with Harbaugh. Well, here's Harbaugh East. They want to be physical. They got to protect their man Lamar. And they're not a dink and dunk throwing the football team, right? They want to throw the ball down the field. They do, right? So that is the big thing. How do they feel about Falele, right? We talked about him a few weeks ago, right before the draft.
Yo, Falele, bro. I have no trust in that man. Falele. And I say, Falele. 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 What's going on? Yeah, Falele be making me mad, bro. Let's keep this going.
After they think he could be the starting right tackle here this year, or is it Rosengarten? To me, it's just how it plays out. How do they get the best 5 on the football field, and where does it go from there? That's kind of what I think I look at more with the Baltimore Ravens.
Raven Wizard says, is King Henry enough for the Ravens to get over the hump and to win the Super Bowl this year? And Mel Vogelsang says, Ravens, does losing a lot of coaches matter for them? On the defensive side, Mike McDonald gone over in Seattle now. How will that change things for Baltimore?
Listen, I'm going to stop that right there. So, all of those losses are going to impact on Baltimore. All of it. Every single one of it. Losing Mike McDonald, losing some of the defensive stalwarts that we had last year, losing some guys on the offensive, even though I believe the offensive line was borderline terrible last season. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, that's not true, Nitro, blah, 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 blah. Linderbaum was great. You can't look at another position part on our offensive line and say they were great. I don't want to hear, but PFF is lies. Oh. Watch the games. Like, yo, this man Lamar was running for his life on 1 second drop. One Mississippi. Ah! That man's running. Oh, my God. I remember that one Christian song, gospel song. I'm running for my life. I don't know, because I'm old school. Like, I grew up in an old school Jamaican church, so those old school Jamaican songs just hit hard for me. If anybody asks you, what's the matter with you, my friend? Tell them that I am saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, water baptized. Jesus is mine. I'm running for my life. And that literally was Lamar. That man was screaming out, Jesus! Every second. And then, of course, they get credited like, oh, they held up. It's like, what? That's just crazy to me. But listen, when it comes to this offensive line, I'm hoping that Rosengarten really comes in and can just contribute almost immediately and play at least decent. I've been telling you guys I wanted them to redo the entire offensive line in the draft. I thought we were going to take 2 high to mid-round draft picks for the offensive line. I thought one was going to go off in the first, second round, and then another one in the third round. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to make sure that we had all of our weapons already intact, knowing what we were doing, so that we wouldn't have to add any in the draft. We would already have guys signed, know who we're going in with. Oh, we got this. You know what I'm saying? If we had a free agent wide receiver signing, like a big name, right? That plus Zay plus Bate plus Aguilar, you'd be like, all right, we got something, right? And like I said, I love Walker, but I'm just saying then you could have just put all of your eggs into rebuilding the offensive line in the draft, and if you needed one free agent pulling, you could have did it that way. And it's doable because we watched the Kansas City Chiefs do it twice. Not once, twice. So that's why I'm saying it's so much on the Ravens front office to get this done. You understand where I'm coming from? And look, last year, we should have won it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, no one played great in that game. Lamar didn't play great. The offensive line didn't play great. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of what it is. But at the same time, when you have a superstar like a Lamar, you have a chance every single season. And if you notice, he's winning about 80% of his games that he plays in. So the Ravens are winning at an astounding clip when he is starting and healthy. So as long as they can keep him upright, we're winning a lot of games, which also means we're going to be picking at the bottom of the draft. And which also means we'll be going to the playoffs. So that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Like, I'm worried about the offensive line. Yes, I'm worried about the weapons, but the one mitigation of that is Lamar. I'm just hoping that they surround Lamar with enough help that we can make deep playoff runs. It's not just about defense. It's about that offensive line holding up, giving him time, weapons getting open. There's a lot of things that have to go right for guys to get open. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a guy that could flip the field, you can't guard one-on-one, that you can't put on, just say, oh, we're going to put everybody in the box to stop the run, right, and look like we're going to try to stop the run, and then one on everybody up on the outside, and let's see if you could beat us. I always wanted someone to be like, oh, word? 300 yards receiving. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no way on God's green earth you could play any team with Tyreek Hill on it like that. Devontae Adams like that. Justin Jefferson like that. Chase like that. You get where I'm coming from? And that's why I always wanted a guy on the outside that can win on the outside. Effectively, efficiently, consistently. But here we are. And we're hoping that Bateman is that guy now because there's no other choice, right? You guys did not make any moves. So my thing is I'm hoping for the best, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to get to see how this works out. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me saying, hey, look, I didn't like the offensive line last year, and the offensive line is nothing but question mark this year, and you wish the Ravens would have went out and got a big name free agent in the wide receiving department so that we can mitigate some of the problems that we've had in the past? Or are you like, no, whatever the Ravens do is great. Whatever they say is great. They're great. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, all right? But as always, this episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. Y'all know how we get down. We have fun and we laugh, but everything we talk about rooted in what? Facts and truth. Before we go any further, I want to give a shout out because there was someone that made a donation. Robert Sessoms. LJ needs to work on his deep ball a little bit. Topic all love with a $5 donation. Nah, for real. Thank you, Robert Sessions. Listen, I always say this. You know, I know how hard everything is out there right now. Man, it's hard to earn a buck, but you guys are supporting this channel. I wouldn't care if it was $1.50. Thank you guys so much for supporting what we're trying to build over here. It means the world to me. And I'm going to keep trying to give you the best content I can literally give you. And hopefully, you know, you guys can understand and see that I'm giving this everything I got. But thank you once again. God bless. And also, if you have not checked it already, you can check out the Wunderkind Show's Patreon. Yes, 3 tiers of content goodness waiting for your consumption. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And if you would like to do what Mr. Sessoms did, right, and donate to the channel, bottom of the screen, QR code. QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. And the name of it is The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Dr. signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. What? Yerp.
Finish him, Daddy.